at the end here, I just want to talk to you guys about why working hard. Because thank you guys to the top performers, right? But overall, the data shows that we didn't work as hard last month. And that's something we got to turn around here. And it's one of our core principles, working hard, being a nice person, having a positive attitude. So why work hard? Okay. And then maybe ask yourself this: how hard are you working right now? You guys know better than me. Some of you guys have stuff going on outside of work, or all of us do. But out of 1 out of 10, maybe grade yourself. Okay, this is the level I'm working hard right now. Okay, how much effort are you putting in? Okay, you guys got a number there? Mm-hmm. All right. So why even work hard? It's a fair question. What's the point? Why even work hard? I don't want to work hard. I don't want to work harder. I like just the income I'm having right now. I like the effort I'm putting in. This is a good level for me. All right, that's fair. So maybe these are the arguments, okay? 3 reasons you don't have to work hard. One is if you don't mind losing. Okay, you're just not a competitor. And I think that's sometimes a DNA thing, to be honest with you, but I was just born competitive and I just hate losing. When I first started at AAA, me and a friend of mine still, we first started at the same time, and he was actually the one, Ty, was the one who actually showed me how to toggle. Okay, I didn't know how to toggle, right? I didn't know any shortcuts. And I was like, wow, thank you for showing me this. That was like my secret edge. I could just go through quotes really fast and natural conversation and doing these quotes while other people were getting information down on paper, because this is back in 2004, right? So they're writing it on paper and then type it in and I'll call you back. I wasn't putting anybody on hold like you guys, right? Him and me were close and we helped each other a lot, but I still wanted to beat him so badly. We were hanging out all the time and we were best friends, and I just still I didn't even care about the commission. I didn't even know how the commission worked. I just wanted to beat him. That was my sole motivation. And then I got to check and I was like, oh, wow, this is nice. This is great. But just being a competitor, that's enough. But if you don't care about that, okay, I get it. You don't have anyone depending on you. All right, I guess. I still remember when I found out Dorisa was pregnant. I remember the exact moment, what I was going through. And at that time, Laura was there, she saw me coming in. The 10 a.m. shift, I was coming after 10 a.m. shift. And then I would have lunch and I would have to take a nap. That's because I was getting high every single night and eating munchies that I just literally had no energy. But that moment there, I was like, I gotta change. I really have to change. And sometimes progression takes time. It's gradual, but at that very moment, it was pretty sudden. I was like, you know what? I got to change how I'm acting right now, because whole nother level of motivation just unlocked inside of me. So, and I don't have a big family, and my mom kind of and my dad, I'm blessed that they kind of take care of themselves. They don't really need me financially. They actually help me so much. And I have a little sister, and she's married, and great husband, and they're okay financially. But what about you guys? Some of you guys have big families. All right, so what are we doing here if you're not working hard? All right, so I'm pretty sure you guys have people that depend on you, and that's one of the reasons too. Another reason I'll say is you don't have anyone you want to make proud. So when I was 10, I had a regular childhood growing up. Until 10, it was everything's normal. Happy birthdays, live in Southern California, everything was very blessed, right? And at 10 years old, my mom converted into a religion called Jehovah's Witness. And some of you guys know. And at that time, my whole life changed. Because all of a sudden, I was like, you can't have the same friends now. You can only have friends through church. And it was a Japanese church, so it's only a handful of people. There were only 2 people my age. And then there's no birthdays. There's no Christmas, right? And there's just... And that growing up is celebration, I'm having fun. It's all of a sudden not doing that. It was wow, this really sucks. And then, but I still, love my mom. We had a great relationship. So I was like, you know what, let's go to church 3 times a week. And then I was like, hey, people there are great. They're giving me good, lessons. I really was involved in the church. And then high school started. And there was a big problem because it's a pretty strict religion. Great people, I love them, and I just really want to show my appreciation of how how it's brought up, because the values and the principles that it gave me. But the big problem was, what do you guys think? Well, you're not allowed to have sex until you get married. Okay, and I'm 16. I have a girlfriend at that time. Okay, I know it's maybe hard for you guys to believe that, but at 16, I was able to have a girlfriend, and this is when like I was in the crossroads right there. I was like, oh my God, like this, and I felt so guilty. Okay, but I was like, I can't do this, you know, and I felt so bad, and that was like the only thing my mom ever wanted from me is to become a Jehovah's Witness with her, go to church with her, and I couldn't do it. I just felt so bad. And there's a part of me, I think, that the reason why I want to become financially okay, obviously without her, or hopefully successful and be a good person, is because I want to still, like, in my way, even though I couldn't make her proud in that way, I want to make it up with her, like, in a different way. I hope you guys have somebody that you guys want to make proud. Somebody that you love, that you want to take care of, that you want to make proud. Okay, so those are the 3 reasons here. But, you know, but people may say, but I want to have a life. Okay, some people say that, right? Like Alexis last month told us, like, hey, you worked 4 Saturdays, great job. And you said, oh, I don't have a life.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Right? But you hear that, right? Like some people look at my stories and they're like, oh, he doesn't have a life. He's working all the time. Okay, that's society's voice. Like people will say that to you. If you're working all the time, they say you don't have a life. You know, if you're not going out getting drunk, you don't have a life. If you work every single Saturday, okay, if I don't party, like, okay, you have no life. Like I don't drink, like, oh, people say you don't have a life. But let's just get there, okay? What is life?
Rhetorical or?
No. What is life for you guys? The most important things about life? Family.
Financial freedom.
Financial freedom. For your family, maybe you could say.
Mm-hmm.
Tie that in.
Family.
Yeah, that's something I love about your you guys' culture. But yeah, life, you could say that. And back in the old days, it was like that. Like our grandparents' generation or before that, it was like it's all about family, right? If you or your tribe or your community, like, you know, you didn't have to like have money. Like people just took care of each other. People helped each other. Like people just, you know, some person made food and someone got sick. Like everybody just helped each other. Like money wasn't that big of a deal back then. But nowadays, just how you look at it now, what's life without money?
You need to survive.
You just need to survive, right? Just if you didn't have money, okay, where would your family live?
Streets.
And then just even if you have a certain amount of money, it just also depends on where you live too. I mean, we're very blessed to live here, but there's other places in the whole world, third world countries, okay? I mean, so many people have moved out of California. So many people live in cold places or places that they rain. Like it's very difficult for me to live in those type of places. Where your kids go to school, right? What type of friends your kids will have, like are they doing drugs? What type of healthcare they have? I mean, California is a great place to live for healthcare. Okay, very understanding when it comes to your situation. What type of healthcare would, you know, you have, your family have? What would your family eat? You guys know what the number 1 healthiest food for you is?
Rice.
No, for your kids too.
Fish.
Eggs are the most healthiest, and second is avocados. You know what the least healthiest food is? Like in the all everything you can
Red
eat.
meat. For sure.
The most unhealthiest food you could eat for your health is Skittles.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We had this conversation how that.
And then everything just processed, like, you know, like instant like noodles and stuff like that. Anything like that is like, but the way it works to me is like expensive food is more expensive. You know, like, you know, I went to the sushi place, it was sashimi. I took out a guy and we had a business meeting, and it was expensive, but it's like, you know, it's really healthy for you, right? Steak is very healthy for you. Like, I wish I could eat steak every single day, but, or eggs and stuff like that. And the unhealthiest food, dollar menu, I don't even know if they have that anymore, but just fast food, like, you know, anything that's like fast and easy, those are the unhealthiest food for us and our kids. Okay, so it costs money to live healthy. And then where would you even have a family? Okay, this is kind of like, you know, dark, but maybe it's true. Like, especially for men, okay, if you're not making money, the world is pretty cruel to you. It's just hard for someone to be like, okay, take care of me and raise a family with me if you can't provide in that way. And I mean, maybe we could go a little bit for the ladies too. Like, you know, I mean, it helps. it's not attractive for me if someone's like just like partying and blowing money and stuff like that. It's like that's not attractive to me at all. Okay, but money helps you with like getting better clothes and just and attractiveness and just having like discipline and focus. Those are characters that men, like good men, right, like too. Okay, so it helps with both sides, I would say. All right, so if you don't have money, the world's a cruel place. So I would just say that life is family. Then this is kind of a bold statement. Well, I'm going to go there. Money is life. You can't take care of your loved ones. Okay, the more money, the longer you can live. The more money you have, the longer you want to actually live. And if you put it that way, some people may say like, that's sad. It's like, it's just not the way it should be. It shouldn't be that way, okay? I can agree with that. Is that sad? You could feel that way. You should. It shouldn't be that way. But when the first thing, the smartphones came out, I was like, everyone started being on their phones, and people are like, it shouldn't be that way. Like people should like meet face to face and look each other in the eyes. Like it's not the way it should be. Right? When the internet came out, people were like, you know what? That's not fair to the newspaper companies and the magazine companies. What's going to happen to them? That's not fair to them. And when the car first came out, people were like, what about the horse dealers and the horsies? What about them? Like that's not nice to them. Like the cars. When electricity came out, even when first fire came out, people were like, that's the devil. Like we shouldn't use fire. We shouldn't eat animals. Okay? So what I'm trying to say is the world changed. The world changed, it doesn't give a fuck about how you feel. Okay, speaking of world changing, what's something that I keep on talking about? They say that we shouldn't use AIs because it's going to take over. The robots are going to take over, right? AI is not going to take our jobs. AI is not going to take our jobs. You know who's going to take our jobs? The people who are going to take our jobs, it's not AI, but people who use AI. Those are the ones going to take our jobs. Okay, so who uses AI the best is going to be the one that's going to work. So technology has won against everyone's opinions forever. Like it's undefeated. Like it's never lost. Anyone's like trying to like be like, stop. No, that's not right. We shouldn't do it. Okay, so I just want to say your opinions don't make the rules. You can say the world shouldn't be about money, but your feelings and opinions, they don't pay the bills. Yeah, we're going to use AI. I'm going to ask you guys this year, I'm going to probably ask you guys to be very adaptable because some things are coming along the pipelines, and you guys have shown to be adaptable because I understand how adaptability is so important for you guys and money and your family. So I'm just going to ask you guys to be more adaptable as we move forward. But with money here, okay, you can eat and feed your family with healthier foods. You can live in a safer environment. You can travel. Okay, I love seeing you guys travel. And you'll be teaching your kids the importance of working hard. Okay, so they can learn from you guys and see that how to live a full and healthy life. So you can take care of yourself and your loved ones with money. So I hope I've given you guys enough reasons to why I work hard, but that's why I work hard. Fortunately for you guys, I'm going to keep working hard. I just turned 45 last month, and I've never worked harder. In my whole history of being alive, I've never worked harder than this very moment. And part of the reason is because when you say, you could take care of yourself and your loved ones, you guys fall in that category for me. Okay, I'm working very hard for you guys. And I'm putting the work, I'm grinding. And I just wanted to ask you guys, can we get a little bit more from you guys? For us to make more money, collectively, we need more people not afraid to work more. Okay, so you want to work hard? You want to take care of the people that depend on you, and you want to make your loved ones proud. If you do, you're at the right place. All right, so let's make more money. Let's get it, guys. Thank you.